The Elgin Police Department, we're very excited to have a packed house. We knew we would. You know, whenever we have these, we always have the decision. Do we want to do it here, or do we want to move it to the center? Sometimes planning is not always, we don't have a whole lot of planning time. People, we're not sure how it's going to evolve, how many officers we're going to be able to swear in at one time. So we knew it was going to be a packed house, but we also had the discussion that having a backdrop like we have here, with the wagon that was put on and rebuilt by our Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, and then all of the museum pieces that we have, and then we always have the traditional 200 level and 300 level, which we can't have at the center, or people at the balcony. So we figured we would move it over here to the police department. So welcome. We know it's a packed house, and we appreciate everyone's time coming out. Today we're going to be honoring and recognizing milestones in 2 officers' careers, that being their retirement. Then we're going to swear in 4 new officers, and we'll then culminate with the promotion of Bill Wood to sergeant. So there's a great deal of movement within the police department within just about 30 minutes, so we're very, very excited. Before we get into it, I'd like to recognize some of the people who are here today. First of all, family and friends of officers being honored today. Welcome to the Elgin Police Department. We have many, many retired members who are here, and that's great to see. I see elected officials are here. I saw Judge Hallett, Councilman Prigge, Councilman Gavin, Councilman Dunn. I know Mary Camacho from our Fire and Police Commission is also here, so thank you all for coming. Hope I didn't miss anybody else, but everyone is important today. We really appreciate you all coming out. Our CPA, Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, I saw members from there, and our Elgin Police Department Citizen Advisory Committee. Thank you so much for coming, and then just the community at large as well. We are so blessed to have the support of the Elgin community. It makes policing, makes a very difficult profession much easier by having the support that we do have, so thank you for always coming out. Also, I just recognize an officer who recently passed away with 30 years of service here, Fritz Luger. And obviously he can't be with us today, but I think it's the right thing to do. If we could just take a moment and just silently think about Fritz Luger, who passed away this past week. Thank you. So as we're getting ready to honor people, the question sometimes comes up, why do we honor people as they're coming in the door? Why do we honor people as they're walking out the door? Promotions, why do we make such a big deal about it? Police, and especially fire, and I saw fire representatives here as well, so thank you as well for coming. But why do we take the time to do this? And there are a lot of reasons, but it's very important, especially the first people on your way in the door, the type of impression we make on you when you walk in the door. Now, people have been hired in many of ways. I've heard stories, it wasn't mine, but where back in the day, you'd be handed a badge and say, you know, don't go do anything stupid now, get out there. Other times we have days like today where it's a packed house and people are here to see what is going on. It's very easy to see that in this profession, you represent many, many people. And when we do this on your first day in, and you raise your right hand and you swear to an oath, there are many witnesses here. And so we think we really need to celebrate that and show how important we think that is. We also celebrate people walking out the door, people who are retiring, because people who spend a great majority of their adult lives in service to others needs to be recognized, needs to be appreciated. In today's day and age, I don't think we can do that enough. So it's very relevant and very important that we take the time to say thank you to those people who are retiring today. And we always, so everybody understands, we give people the option. If they would like to be part of the ceremony today, and some say they would, and some say they would rather not. And then we would just do it generally within their work unit, maybe at a roll call, maybe at their own special unit that they're a part of, if they're in a special division. So we do it in a variety of ways, but we're happy that we have 2 here today that are retiring and want to be a part of this. And lastly, as we move forward, the retired members. It's so great to see how many retired members we have coming out on events like today. We have really taken time and Sharon, the administrative assistant upstairs, hopefully has everyone's email address, because we try to keep everyone informed so that they can come back to things like today, ceremonies, award ceremonies, the police memorial. So if we don't have your contact information, please leave it with Sharon or myself or anybody from the police department. We want to keep you on the email list. We think it's very important for the time that was spent here serving the community of Elgin and the Elgin Police Department that we don't forget to invite you to special occasions. So it's great to see everyone here. All right, so today is not a day to hear as much from me, and it's a day to hear from the people we're honoring. And we're going to let a few people leave the Elgin Police Department today. And the first one I'm going to ask to step forward is Mike Gough. some of the technical things around Mike's career. Mike was hired November 28, 1983. He has served the department in many assignments, patrol officer on all the shifts. He was a senior patrolman on one of the shifts. He's been an evidence technician, been assigned to the Major Investigations Division more than once. He's a forensic artist. There was a nice article in the paper recently about Mike's talents. Some of the awards that Mike has been given over the years: Department Commendation in 2000, 3 Distinguished Services, 2009, 2011, 2013, 4 unit citations, 98, 99, 2001, and there must be another somewhere because there are 4. And Officer of the Quarter multiple times. And just recently in 2011, Mike was the Elgin Police Department representative for the American Legion Police Officer of the Year. And he has received almost 100 letters of appreciation for many, many jobs well done. Mike's father served the city of Elgin as an Elgin police officer for 20 years. And as Mike put it, there's been a Goth up until Mike, as we're saying, he's retiring today, but he actually has 1 more week. So after next week, it'll be the first time in 50 years that a Goth has not patrolled the streets of Elgin. So that says a lot about the tradition. Mike is again retiring today with over 30 years, and on behalf of the Elgin Police Department and Elgin community, I want to say thank you to Mike. Mike, and thank you for your service. We're certainly going to miss Mike and wish him and his family well. And Mike just said before, I said, maybe he steps up and says a few words, and he says, I'm normally not easily to, people don't trust me with microphones, but especially when it's on my way out the door. So we're going to give it a try as best we can. And with that, please help me congratulating, hold on 1 second to get this right. We're going to congratulate Mike Gough, badge number 133, for his service from November 28, 1983 to April 4th, 2014. Congratulations on over 30 years of dedicated service with the City of Elgin. The men and women of the Elgin Police Department wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement. Congratulations to Mike Gough.
This is all for you people. I'd like to start by saying, Sergeant Senni, I will get the skull back before I leave. I've been afforded many fine opportunities since I've been here. A lot of good training has been given to me. Commander Lally has kind of taken the helm. Commander Thiel has seen to it that I got some fine training over the last few years and was able to pass it along to some of my other partners. The city will not be left without capable forensic artists. I've got 2 in the pot they're stewing right now. I don't know what else I can possibly say after 30 years other than I appreciate the opportunities to serve the community and the police department. I've run out of things to say, and those of you who know me, that's a paramount thing. So I'm just going to step aside and let the rest of the ceremonies continue. Thank you very much.
You want to stand up here the rest of the ceremony? Or?
No, I'm kidding. I'll go back in the back.
Mike hit on that, and that is so important that he has such a talent with the forensic artist. And I know I walked by our major case room upstairs a few months ago and saw him in there working with the 2 others that are going to be taking his place. And it just says a lot about Mike and kind of how things go around here, that we all have a number of years that we're blessed enough to serve the city of Elgin, and then when it's our time, we've got to make sure that there are people capable to take on. And Mike is definitely taking that seriously, and that is certainly appreciated by the rest of us. So thank you, Mike, for that. Now, we are going to ask Sergeant Don Thiel to come forward. Some of Don's career, or the career history for Don: he was hired January 25th, 1988. He has served the department in the following assignments: patrol officer on all shifts. He's been a detective and a senior patrolman within the Major Investigations Division. He also worked internal affairs as an officer. Then in April 1998, he was promoted to sergeant. He served the department as a sergeant in the following assignment. Again, he was on all of our patrol shifts. He was over the traffic division, again assigned back to the Major Investigations Division. He had an administrative assignment for a year, and then has also been our firearms and range master for a number of years. Some of his awards are: he's been the Chief's Appreciation Award in 1994 and 1997, 2 unit citations in 1994, 2001, He was manager of the quarter multiple times and has received over 60 letters of appreciation. We're going to miss Don. I know I'm specifically going to miss Don as far as his very honest assessment of things. Anybody that knows Don knows that when something is not going the way he feels it should, he's not shy about speaking what is going on. In fact, you generally don't even have to ask Don if he agrees or disagrees, because his mannerisms during a meeting when he disagrees or has something to say are very easy. When he starts beating his head, and those who have worked with him, he starts rubbing his face, and you almost just want to keep talking and talking, because like, I'm not going to let Don talk, so maybe he'll pass out here shortly if I don't let him talk, and we can get on. But the one thing about Don, it wasn't always what you wanted to hear, and many times it was very blunt and straightforward, but the one thing that everyone would recognize is that it came from the heart. And passionate people, that it happens that way, that you can't always control how you explain things, but when you're passionate and you care about things the way Don does about his officers, about the rest of the city of Elgin, the Elgin Police Department as a whole, his passion came through time and time again. In fact, I had him come up and work, because I like that assessment, that honest assessment that he gave, so I had him come up and work in administration for 1 year. And then after 1 year, we said, okay, enough, Don, we can so, honest assessment is good in short stints. But on a serious note, Don, we are really going to miss you. You've been fantastic in your leadership to the city of Elgin, and specifically to the Elgin Police Department. Again, takes the role of being a supervisor and a mentor very seriously. And I want to read the plaque for Don. It's to Sergeant Don Thiel, badge number 195, for service from January 25th, 1988. 145, what did I say? 195? Oh, okay, apologies. 1988 to March 20th, 2014. Congratulations on over 26 years of dedicated service with the City of Elgin. The men and women of the Elgin Police Department wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement. Please help me in congratulating Sergeant Don Thiel, badge number 195 of retirement.
I'd like to recognize who's here today. My mother-in-law, Flavia, my wife Norma, who's also leaving after 15 years here at the police department, my nephew Evan, and then my daughter-in-law Alyssa, and my son Dan. Dan, stand up for a minute. Dan served in the United States Air Force at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey, and he came in for this today. Well, from the time I came here, I've been blessed to be around people who were good at what they did, were good examples of that. Starting with Tom Olson, one of my training officers. Tom Olson was passionate about training and all of his trainings, and we didn't waste a minute. Every day, every minute, Tom was quizzing me on the law, and quizzing me on policies, and telling me to pull over and ask me what block, what 100 block are we in, what street are we in, what's the next street. We'd hear another call that other officers would get and say, if we have to help them, how are we going to get there? And Tom was just relentless that way. And I couldn't have asked for a better training officer than Tom was. I got assigned to the night shift and got to watch veteran officers at work. I got to work alongside them. I can't name them all, but a few of them. Harold Johns was one. Emmett Moneyhunt, Ed Schmidt, John DeMee. Harold Johns was a smooth talker, but tough as nails. He was good to watch. I learned how to deal with people by watching Harold Johns. Emmett Moneyhunt, Ed Schmidt, they were encyclopedias on the bad guys. They knew where they lived, they knew their names, they were amazing. John DeMee, he was an arresting machine. He was like EPD's Energizer Bunny, one arrest to the next, to the next, to the next. And to get to work with these guys and to watch them was priceless for me. I wanted to earn their respect, and I did what I could to do that, to earn their respect. I had good leaders right from the beginning. Al Piskey was my first lieutenant. Piskey was a guy who had, again, a photogenic memory. He not only knew the bad guys, he knew their girlfriend's name and what kind of car they drove. And to watch that and have him model that was good for me. One of my first sergeants was Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was my hero. You know, you're a young officer and you come here. For those who don't know him, Jim Kelly had one speed. He had 100 miles an hour with his hair on fire. And to work for Jim was good. Jim had a way of coming up to you and putting his hand on the back of your neck and shaking you a little bit and saying, good job, kid. And that was priceless to me. That meant a lot to me that he would do that. We'd be at a tough scene where we'd have to see something that wasn't pleasant. And he'd do the same thing, and he'd say, hang in there, kid. And to know that he supported us like that, that was good. Good for me. Another leader I had early on was Bruce Wade. His son Brian works there today. Bruce and I clicked real well. He had a great dry sense of humor. And Bruce got sick near the end of his life. And he got cancer. And he'd come into work. We were still at the old station across the street there. And he'd come in bent over in pain, and I'd talk to him and say, Bruce, what are you doing here? Go home. And he'd say, no, I need somewhere to go. I need a place to be. I need a reason to wake up in the morning. And he'd talk about what an honor it was to work at this job. And it was very touching for me to work with Bruce. I met some of the nicest people I've ever seen in my life there. People such as Paul McCarthy, Liz Rivers, who was a community service officer here. John Deck, one of our chaplains. Jesse Rouse, his son Dan works there today. And Jim Malone. And these are people that are true gentlemen, except in Liz's case, Joe, a woman, but true gentlemen. And I was blessed to have known them. Had a chief early on, and Chief Gruber, who saw something in me, brought me up to administration at a young age, allowed me to be in meetings at the admin level, to do internal affairs and to learn about the police department at a young age. He believed in me, and I'm grateful for him for believing in me at a young age. You know, with leadership, once I moved to sergeant, I believe that trust and respect are byproducts of good leadership. If you're a good leader, then people should trust you and respect you. I didn't always focus on what my superiors thought of me. I tried to take care of the officers that were around me and meet their needs. That didn't always sit well with the people around me, but that's okay. I can live with that. I felt it was my job to take care of the officers. Sometimes I was too serious for some of them. They'd tell me to lighten up, or they'd ask me, why do I take this stuff so seriously? I take it seriously because I think that making good decisions all the time is important. I think it's the way that you build the respect of the officers around you, is you make the proper decisions. Plus, when you're making the proper decisions, you're keeping people out of trouble, which is one of your primary responsibilities as a police supervisor. That might be kind of old school, to not seek the favor of those above you. And it seems kind of popular in today's society to do that. But I'll take the old school way. Well, if that's old school, I'll be old school. I'm good with that. So here I am at the end of my time. Done what I can to earn the respect and the trust of the people around me. Tried to make the proper policing decisions all the time. Sure that I didn't. Sure I failed here and there. But it's what I tried to do. I tried to keep the officers out of trouble. I tried to be a good listener for them, a good advice giver to them. Tried to help them when they had troubles. You know, I know some private information about quite a few officers. To have them come in your office and tell you things that leave you speechless is strange, but it's part of the job sometimes as a police supervisor. You have to do that. And to know that people had the trust in me to tell me things about their private lives, that's humbling to me, to know that they would trust me enough to come and tell me things they needed to tell me. So I'll end with these 2 points. The chief often asks us what our legacy is going to be here at the police department. And I got to say, for me, there's going to be no grand legacy, and I don't seek one. In the words of baseball great Jackie Robinson, an individual life is not important, except in the way that it impacts other lives. And so as officers here had troubles over the years, needed some counseling, needed to vent, needed help with a personal problem or someone to lean on, and I was able to be there for them and help them through that rough time in their life. Impacting just those few lives, that's enough of a legacy for me. I don't need anything beyond that. So in closing, back when I started in 1988, as the chief said, you were just handed a badge. We did get some training. But our chief then was Chief Robert Baird. And he brought us in an office, and he took our badge out of this plastic sleeve, and it was brand new. And he said one sentence. He says, I hand you this badge untarnished, and I expect at the end of your career, it'll still be untarnished. So today, after 26 years and 2 months and 3 days, I return this untarnished.
think it's obvious to see why we are going to miss Don Thiel, that's for sure. Thank you, Don. And as I said before, we generally give people the option of coming to these if they'd like. Otherwise, they can have their own small one with their unit. Well, Don's married to a police officer, so she has to be here for Don, which meant to me she was at the ceremony, so she was fair game. So, Norma was here more just for support of Don. I also want to, no, don't worry, there's no speech for you, but if you can come forward. I want to give Norma Thiel, badge number 263, this plaque to say thank you so much for your years of service, your commitment to the Elgin Police Department and the City of Elgin. Congratulations. All right. And now we get to swear in 4 new police officers. And you can tell a lot of stories when you have new police officers. I met with them for about 20 minutes earlier this afternoon and talked a little bit about expectations, but their head's spinning right now. And so I don't know how much they were listening, but there are certain things you won't forget. And I think Don's speech there, I think is something that having new officers witness says more than any chief of police can say across a table in a controlled environment. So that's part of the reason we do all these at once. And they're also so important that we take them apart, we do them separately. We can take the moments for that each officer gets sworn in separately rather than as a group. So with that, I'm going to ask Michael McCarthy, badge number, everybody brace yourself, 398. Please come forward. And I'm going to be asking Kim Dewis to come forward and swear in Michael. But real quick, a little bit about Michael. I'm going to let him introduce his family after he's sworn in and talk a little bit about himself. I promised him they only have to say about 30 seconds or so. This is a lot for a brand new officer to be looking out at all of you. So Michael McCarthy, badge number 398. Comes to us with a degree from Elgin Community College. He is currently actually a police officer and has been for 11 years with the village of West Dundee, which I again talk about all the time, speaks volumes about the reputation of the Elgin Police Department that people from other departments want to come here. Michael has family here with him. I know his wife Kate is here, his son Dane is here. Mike is somewhat local in that he is from Carpentersville, went to high school in Carpentersville, and again, he's been a police officer for 11 years. And with that, Kim, if you would come forward and please swear in Michael McCarthy, badge number 398. Congratulations, Michael.
That's a lot more people than I was anticipating. He introduced my wife Kate, and my son Dane. I'd like to thank you guys for being my support in making this decision. It is a very big decision. Having worked in a department for as long as I had, there was really only one place that I really wanted to come. Lo and behold, I'm here in Elgin. So I'd like to thank the City of Elgin, the Elgin Police Department, Chief Sabota for this opportunity. I intend to make the most of it.
Next, we will have Daniel Kazy-Garey. Please come forward. All right, Daniel will be sworn in shortly as badge number 399. Comes to us with a bachelor's degree in law enforcement and justice administration from Western Illinois University. He is currently a police officer, works for the Boone County Sheriff's Department. He's been there just about a year. He's also currently, for the past 6 years, serving in the Illinois Army National Guard. He currently lives in Belvedere, went to Harvard High School. I know his parents, his wife, his grandma here I was able to meet earlier as well, so he has a nice showing from the family as well. And with that, I will ask Kim Dewis, the city clerk, to come forward and swear in Daniel Kazy-Garey, badge number 399. Maybe we'll try. We can just speak up as well.
I'll take it one. I'll be all right. That's a lot of people, it's all right. I, Daniel Kazy-Garey, do solemnly swear that I will enforce the law, support the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer for the city of Elgin, Illinois, according to the best of my ability. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief, thank you all for coming today. Again, I thank my family, my mother, Rhonda, my father, Dan, my grandmother, Connie, and my lovely wife, Paige, for supporting me in everything that I've done. I've worked really hard to get here. Went to the academy with Boone, got some stuff under my feet there, and seeing where I'm going, and now I'm here, and I couldn't be happier. It's a great department from everything that I've heard, and I can't wait to show you guys what I can do. Thank you again, and can't wait to work with all of you. Thanks.
And now we'll ask badge number 400, Martin Vega, to come forward. Martin again will be sworn in shortly to be badge number 400 with the Elgin Police Department. He comes with us a bachelor's in Law Enforcement Justice Administration from Western Illinois University. He's a community service officer currently for the city of Rolling Meadows for the past couple of years. And currently he has ties all the way through Elk Grove. I know he went to high school in Rolling Meadows. He also has his parents, his sister, his fiance is all here as well. So I'll ask him to come forward and swear in Martin Vega to be badge number 400, please. You can speak up.
I, Martin Vega, do solemnly swear that I will enforce the law, support the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer for the city of Elgin, Illinois, according to the best of my ability. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Well, I'd like to congratulate those that are retiring today. Best of luck to you. The city is really proud of you. First and foremost, I want to thank the city of Elgin, the police department chief. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank my parents for all their support along the way, and for always being there, supporting my sisters and I, whatever we wanted to do, whether it be sports or music. We knew if we wanted to do something, mom and dad would support it 100%. They wouldn't let you quit, but they'll support you. I want to thank my fiance Katie for just being there through this long journey and pushing me to keep testing. And this is just the first step for me. I know I still have a lot to learn, and I look forward to doing that with the city of Elgin. I look forward to serving you and being a part of your community. Thank you for this opportunity.
And the final swearing in will be for badge 401, Latasha Williams. Please come forward. Okay, Latasha, badge 401, comes to us with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, forensic psychology from Kaplan University, 2009. She currently works for the DuPage County Sheriff's Office as a correction officer. She's done so for the past over 3 years. She lives in Chicago. She has 3 sons, one of which I understand is here today. 2 sons and 1 daughter. 3 kids. One of her sons is here today. I apologize. She currently lives in North Aurora, and she's from Chicago. So with that, I'll ask Kim to come forward and swear in Latasha Williams to badge 401. Just so everybody knows, Kim doesn't even read this. Do you notice that? She's got this memorized. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Now you have to. Yeah.
I, Latasha Williams, do solemnly swear that I will enforce the law, support the Constitution of the United States, and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of a police officer for the city of Elgin, Illinois, according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Latasha.
I'll make it really quick. Thank you, because I know you retired and I got this spot because it was a whirlwind the last 2 days. I literally worked 12-hour shifts for the past 2 days to show up here today, and I'm very, very happy about it. My youngest, 13-year-old son is here today. He got to get out of school to watch his mom get sworn in, because I like to show him that hard work really does pay off. So thank you, the city of Elgin. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to everyone.
So this is a great day. So we have 4 new police officers. And now we're going to ask Bill Wood to please come forward. All right. Some of the technical aspects of Bill's career. He was hired as an Elgin police officer August 3rd, 1992. He has served the department in many assignments, patrol officers, every shift. He's been a detective, major investigations division. He's in the gang crimes unit, school resource officer recently at Elgin High School. He's been a field training officer, member of the SWAT team. He's done many, many things here at the Elgin Police Department. Comes with an associate's degree from Harper College, and his awards are 2 unit citations, 95 and 09, 3 distinguished service awards, 08, 09, and 12, 66 letters of appreciation, and he also has a life-saving award. I know I speak for many of us here in the police department, probably all, but it's hard to please everybody, Bill. Very excited to be promoting Bill Wood to sergeant today. Bill works very, very hard, and anybody that knows Bill knows that he also laughs a lot. And that's something that I really appreciate. He's one that can be very serious and work very hard, but also recognizes it's a great job, and he seems to truly enjoy it. And when you're around Bill, you sense that enthusiasm. Bill is very well-rounded, so that will definitely assist him as he becomes a sergeant. He has spent time in leadership positions in a variety of ways, but specifically has run the union, and as the president of the union. I wouldn't say run the union. The president doesn't always run the union, right? You were there. You were in the leadership position. It is not a popularity contest to be in a position of leadership, and Bill gets that. He's not going to make everyone happy with his decisions, and a lot of the things that Don talked about is that just trying to do the right thing for the right reasons and make good judgment calls and care about your troops, and I think Bill will just be stellar at every one of those. As sergeant now, Bill's going to be making the move to be concerned about mostly himself at work to now concerned about others, and Bill will do a great job at that. So I know, again, I speak for the entire police department to say just how proud and happy we are that Bill Wood will be promoted to sergeant. And with that, I'm going to ask Kim Dewis to come forward and swear in Bill Wood to become a sergeant. And with that, I would like to have his wife come forward. She will be pinning the badge on Bill.
She will be swearing in. I, William Wood, do solemnly swear that I will enforce the law, support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police sergeant of the city of Elgin, Illinois, according to the best of my ability.
Sergeant Bill Wood.
It'll be a minute.
That was good. Sergeant Joe.
This is 22 years in the making here, so take a seat. I know my sister wants to get out of here, but we're going to be here a while, so just kidding. I'll try to make it short and sweet. Funny, I get nervous when I talk in front of people. I know everybody here, but it's kind of nervous. But Todd Rameljack told me, he teaches at the college. He said, Bill, he said, just picture everybody in their underwear. So I'm going to make some changes real quick before we get started here. So, no, I'm kidding. No, I would like to thank Don Thiel. Before I started anything, Don, 8 weeks ago, Don called me in a very classy move. He called me from the chief's office and told me that, hey, I pulled the plug, it's time to go, get your stuff. And I got to tell you, it was great. The longest 8 weeks of my life. I don't think I could stare at my uniforms in a closet one more day. So, but I congratulate you. I wish you the best, and hope everything works out. So, I have my family that I want to introduce. I told myself if Don didn't cry, I could make it through this. So, if I get a little mushy, Mark Willie's going to kill me. Mark Willie told me not to introduce my family. He said, you're going to cry if you introduce your family, but I'll try not to. My wife Kelly's here, 21 years. We've been doing this. So she talked me into taking the sergeant's test again. I actually wasn't going to, and then she had a conversation with somebody who told her to make sure I put in. So I took the test, and here I am, and I'm very proud. Thank you. My daughter Katie, you can't cry. My daughter Katie, who made the trip from Indiana. Unfortunately, my grandson Anthony's not here, but I'm sure he's here, having fun. So my daughter Kristen, who just got accepted at NIU. My son Sean, who just made the military choice to go into the Marines. So I'm very proud of him. I have 4 grandkids, 3 of which are not here. Devin, Caden, and Anthony, but Brooklyn in the middle, who's trying to make an appearance. That's our youngest one. And then I have my sister Cheryl here. It's just been me and you. We don't have any others, so I'm stuck with you. I'm trying to get you out of here. My niece Kelsey, who's not here. I didn't say she. And my nephew Chris, who's here. I also, anybody that knows me, anybody that truly knows me, knows how proud I am to be from the state of Louisiana. My family's down there. They mean the world to me. My cousin Craig made the trip up. I thank you. So it's really means a lot to me. So anyway, now I get past that part. I'd like to thank the command staff for having the faith in me going through this process. Like I said, it's been 22 years I've been in the job, but I've worked with a lot of great people. So I'd like to thank the command staff. I'd like to thank the city council for being here. All the other agencies that are here, the fire department, I know always comes to these. Code enforcement, Dave, I see you over there. I'd like to thank you guys for always coming out to these and supporting us. A lot of my non-police friends are here. Zach McCorkle gave a great speech last time he got promoted. He talked about non-police friends. He talked about friends that keep you grounded. And there are a lot of them here. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. I won't name you all because you know who you are, but the output that you guys give me and the support you guys give me, I really appreciate. The retired members, Don is one of them now. I was thinking about this speech for a long time, and the retired members, I've been here I've seen a lot of guys come and go, and you take a little bit of every single person that you work with, and it kind of makes you who you are as a policeman. And I've worked with a lot of really good policemen, worked with a couple bad policemen, but I've worked with a lot of really good policemen. And I've always taken something from every single one of them, so I appreciate it. And I really take a shout out to the retired members. There is a core group of friends I will not name because they know who they are in this police department. And they probably will be responsible for the 3 hours of text messages that I'll be going through later on tonight. But they know who they are, and just a shout out that I appreciate their friendship. I know we don't get to see each other as often as we can, but when we do, there's always a lasting memory. Kind of a short story, and I'll make it quick here, but 22 years ago I was working for Streamwood Police Department. I was a CSO, and I was testing you guys talk about testing, the new guys talk about testing. And Elgin's test came out 2-3 times a year. And I never took it. And they're like, why don't you take the Elgin's test? And I'm like, people get killed in Elgin. It's like the real police. I don't want to be the real police. I just want to be the police. But I took the test, and I got hired about a year later, and it's been a fantastic 22 years. And I am excited about taking the next step. I am excited about taking the next step in my career. I talked to Chief Sabota the other day, and he asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm a little nervous. I said, but as he said, I enjoy coming to work every day. I really do. And I enjoy learning. I really, really enjoy learning. Every day I learn something new. It could be from a first-year rookie to a 25-year, 30-year veteran. You never can go in this job and think you know everything. You cannot do it. You will always learn something different. And as long as you keep an open mind for all you new guys, you're very good here. You will do very well. Where's badge 400 again? Kind of a milestone here. You're getting promoted today. I'm badge 200. I'm getting, obviously, promoted today. So, first, I'd like to thank you for making me feel old. Duly noted on your review, by the way. But stick around because badge 300, Mark Whaley and I want to get a picture with you. So you have some big shoes to fill, okay? But once again, I'd like to thank everything. I really love working for this police department. I love working with the men and women every single day. And I hope I can be the best sergeant I can be. Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone. Good job, Bill. Well done. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to come here to the Elgin Police Department. We are losing some great officers with a lot of knowledge that won't be easy to replace. But that's part of what makes this job so exciting. It's always changing. They had their run, and it's appreciated. And now it's time to see what the next generation, the ideas and the creativity that they can come up with to make Elgin a better place tomorrow than it is today. And while tradition is important, central to our success here at the Elgin Police Department really is that we're always looking for new and creative ways to conduct business, again, to make Elgin safer. And so to our families of the new officers, welcome to your new home, the Elgin Police Department, your second home. To our retired officers and members of the community council, again, welcome back to your police department. And to all the members who are currently serving the Elgin Police Department in every form, sworn and civilian, I just want to say really thank you for everything you do every single day. The success we're experiencing here in Elgin does not just happen. It occurs because of our expertise, the creativity that's within these walls, and our dedication to service. That's why we experience what we're able to experience. And since I have a large gathering, I know people think I'm always thinking about crime stats. I came across some this morning that while I had everybody here, I wanted to throw out. Everyone remembers last year, burglaries were able to reduce it down to a 25-year low. And so one of the things that this year, as of today, last year, there were 59 burglaries. And again, that was a 25-year low. This year, there have been 16. Wow. And I think that deserves a round of applause. And the only reason I throw that out there is because it really shows, it's just one example of how we really do all work together. And when I say all of us, it's not just the police department, it's the community as well. It's the things that patrol officers are doing day in and day out. And it's the getting out of the car and doing the foot patrol and going to our problem locations. Our detectives who are putting together some great cases, our career offender program that's working, the technology that we have, everything that we're doing all comes together. And I think sometimes, while we recognize we have a long way to go and we're by no means claiming victory, we are saying that we've been successful and we're on the right path. So it's just really a heartfelt thanks from myself, but really mostly from the community. I hear it a lot about just how proud this community is of the Elgin Police Department, and I couldn't agree more. And you know, we are blessed to work in a community that cares so much about their police department. I want the community to know that you can rest well knowing that the Elgin Police Department is committed, again, to making tomorrow safer than it was yesterday. I'm very proud to be the police chief here today. And if we could we give a round of applause to all of those who were honored here today? One more round. And I'm going to ask Chaplain Carl Ball to come forward to close us out. As he's coming forward, I also want to say thank you very much, very quickly, to Sharon Pepke, Dave Zirk, Commander Bill Wolf, over the last week have been burning up the phones and working, and if HR is here, I doubt Tim Bennett is here, but have just I saw a hand raised. I don't know if he is or not, but the last few days, getting this together and getting to be able to get 4 people through to the academy was a group effort, and it really is appreciated for everyone's hard work on that, so thank you so much. So with that, after Carl closes us out, we'll be done. There's cake and coffee and a time for everyone to just meet the people that they haven't met yet and spend some time congregating. So with that, I introduce Carl Bolarchek.
Thank you, Chief. In a group this size, there are several faith traditions represented, so as I pray for our department, our honorees especially, will you join me in your own faith, please? Please join me in prayer. God, we ask your blessing upon the retirees, upon Don and Norma, upon Mike, his wife Sharon. Be with them and bless them as they move into this new phase in their lives. Ask your blessing upon Sergeant Bill Wood. Give him strength, God. Give him courage to persevere, and give him wisdom to lead. God, I ask your blessing especially upon the 4 new officers who are coming on to the Elgin Police Department. Most of them not new to law enforcement, but new to this city. Protect them, Lord. Guide them. Let them realize that you said what you said. Blessed are the peacekeepers, for they shall be called children of God. So bless Michael and Daniel and Martin and Latasha. Keep them safe as they practice their profession here in the city of Elgin. And Lord, I ask your blessing upon the entire Elgin Police Department. May it continue to serve the citizens of the community in ways that are pleasing to you and safeguard the people. Thank you, God. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Thank you all for coming.